All right, guys, we're back and going to do some Q&A now. So thanks for the folks that have been writing in. If you want to try to get your questions in last minute, tweet at ValueTownGG, and we'll try to get them as soon as we can. Okay, Skylar Langford asks, "Do you believe Duelist will be a comparable rival to Hearthstone since top streamers like Firebat gravitate towards it now?" What do you guys think about Duelist?
It's fucking insane. It's great. I don't know. I can't stop playing it. That thing is crack. Like it's just bad. It's just bad. I can't stop.
It's just bad, meaning
what class
good.
do you play, Noxious? You say
Vitruvian.
Songhai, I'm hanging out.
No, dude, I play Vitruvian like Weenie White with Time Maelstroms. It's so ridiculous, man. Like you can't lose. Well, you can, but I don't know what it takes. I don't know. It's just cool. I just love that game so much.
Okay, Ray, I know you've played some
Whatever.
too.
Yeah, I played a decent amount of it.
Mhm.
Pretty good game. I think there's more and more coming out like that. There's one like Cards and Castles, which is kind of similar to like tile-based movement. I actually like the mechanics in that game more, but yeah, Duelist is a good game. I think it's too impossible to compete with Hearthstone's just like user interface, and like no game will ever in the strategy category or whatever will ever be as big as Hearthstone, or as far as like the card game
Yeah,
category.
I don't think so.
Because it's the perfect mix of just everything from like the size of World of Warcraft to just the user interface, the game mechanics, the simplicity to learn.
Mm-hmm.
But for like the try-hard card game players, it's very fun to play those other card games that are a little bit more like strategically challenging, like higher skill cap, where like if you make a mistake, you get punished harder. So yeah, a lot of pros play that kind of stuff for fun. Just saying, Ratsma play it too.
Yeah, Frodan, what about you?
Yeah, I played a lot of Duelist. I haven't actually played it in about a week, but about 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, I was playing a lot of Duelist. Just because I wanted to learn it. It was very fun. It's kind of like rediscovering Hearthstone. So a lot of people are wondering, like,
Right.
oh, is like Firebat leaving Archon and quitting Hearthstone to focus on Duelist? Or they look at other people and like, what about Duelist teams? And Duelist is just like a fun side hobby, no different than, picking up
Some
Soccer
other
Spheres
games,
or
yeah.
Puzzles and Dragons.
Right,
It's kind of another like
Oh, God.
recreational thing. So
Cookie
it's-
clicker.
but it's very fun, and it's really good perspective because at the highest level, I read and hear a lot about complaints with the meta being too fast, that there's not enough parity between classes, and it's just like the same things that you see all the time. It turns out it's just like a lot of other card games, even though some mechanics are great. Like I love the replace mechanic; that's pretty awesome. I love the ability to flip a card out.
Yep.
But also, it's just as frustrating when you're like, I drew like 3 cards, this turn,
I
and nothing
replaced
happened.
75 times, dude. What the
Yeah.
hell is? And yeah, I even put the guy who in my deck lets me replace 3 times. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
It happens.
I've watched some. I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet. So, like, what would you recommend doing for a complete noob?
Leonard.
Leonard's pretty good, just for like straight up value on a lot of the
Okay.
stuff. Yeah. If you want to play like a really powerful deck, actually Songhai just got nerfed apparently, right? So maybe not.
What did they change?
I don't know, but I just heard that they got nerfed, so it's not as strong. But Songhai was just like ridiculous. It got like so many ways to just do innervate stuff, which is dumb.
Oh yeah, and then it just charged you.
Wow,
And, like
more
the
innovation.
teleports were the most offensive
Yeah.
part of it, I think.
Yeah.
There's like no way to get away from it.
Anyways.
So, no.
It's not a duelist show, but
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You guys should check it out.
Sure,
Morse
yeah.
M asks, how likely is it that future sets will introduce functional reprints of wild cards? Or I guess would you like to see there be reprints eventually? Just to kind of word it differently. Obviously we don't know. So would you like to see that as being a potential thing?
That's a really good question, to be honest. I think that any card worth reprinting, they would just like to kind of have in the classic set.
Mhm.
Ideally, personally, I would rather not see reprints because then it's like it would be one less new card per expansion.
Oh,
Even
I
though
see.
sometimes it might be really good for set balance.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I would like them to instead pull them to the classic set. And this is where I really love Kibler's idea of having a core set of cards that you can just say is the core set. I mean, Blizzard really likes the identity of the classic set to a certain degree. But, for example, it's when you release really powerful demons, one of the first criticisms is going to be this is too slow. But then when you have Voidcaller, that kind of makes it really interesting kind of stuff. So if they want to pull Voidcaller back, which is one of my favorite cards in Hearthstone, I wouldn't mind. I don't think people would be upset either. So It depends on what they really want to do. And but the whole point is like Blizzard can always just change things, right? That's people are always like,
that's true.
If they
Yeah,
put GVG away, GVG will never come back. And it's like, no, they can just say we'll take like Mech Warper or something and bring it right back. You know, it's into the core set or classic. That they can always do that. So
True.
It's not impossible, and who knows what happens in the future.
Do you see them being more open to just changing single cards now? Like now that they've introduced removing cards, just period, right? Will they be open to it? In your opinion, Noxious, what do you think?
I don't know. I feel like that may just be because the thing is, I mean, I've been a big vocal asshole about changing old cards because I can't believe that it took so long for them to add format rotations in. Like I was so frustrated for so long.
Yeah.
And I feel like what they did is they just decided to make a change to their philosophy design-wise in one fell swoop instead of changing a little bit here, changing a little bit there, which like I can understand now, which is cool. And I hope that they're not going to start getting shy about modifying old stuff. And I hope they don't try to balance too much around Wild, because then, I mean, I just hope they don't, because then that's going to be a nightmare. Like, we'll fall in the same trap of, well, in this format it's fine, but
that would be
here
really
it's
hard.
not.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, if
Really
they're cutting
hard.
too off, then I want them to just separate both. And if a problem card exists in one format, then you just change it, if necessary. I don't know.
Balancing for both. Oh my gosh.
Well, that's why they
That
cut
would
it
be
off, right?
so. Yeah.
That's why they
that
cut it
would be
off.
Impossible.
In Magic, they don't balance around old sets at all.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
they intentionally don't, and the old sets have the most variety. Like it's just like naturally when you increase the pool of cards, like there become like a good range of broken cards you can play, but there's also a bigger range of answers to those. So there's even if they make something broken, like the metagame will self-correct because there will be some deck that does well against it.
Yeah.
I personally prefer they just kind of like ignore wild balancing and just let it kind of develop into its own thing. But yeah.
Yeah. Me too. Sean Bernhoft asks, how do you feel about increasing the amount of dust received from discontinued cards?
How do I feel about giving more money to everybody in the world? I mean,
I mean, it's gotta feel good.
It's great if it could work. I mean, I'm kind of straw manning his argument.
Sure.
It's much more feasible to do something like that. But I don't mean to make fun of him too much. But it is kind of like that. It's like ideally yes. No one would be against that. It's like a really good platform to run for if you're going for Hearthstone Mayor. So
True.
I'm all for it. But is it practical? Will Blizzard want to do that? Probably not.
Marcel asks, are there internships for Tempo Storm?
So yeah, like we're
There
gonna
you go.
make towards the end of this year, I want to get like an office and make a job listing page where
Really?
that's
Okay.
when we'll list like internships and stuff. Right now, nothing right now, but if you just follow our social media, like basically eventually we'll make that page and then you can apply there.
Okay, awesome. Most of these other questions we've covered, guys, with just what we talked about today. So why don't we call it a day? Great episode. Great having you guys on. We seem to always have good ones, Dan, whenever you're on with the three, or with at least the
It's because
three
I
of
talk
us.
entirely way too much.
Yeah.
I apologize.
But any shout-outs you want to do before you take off?
For me,
Yeah,
I really want to thank Twitch for always just being very supportive of what I do. Like people might credit me or Reynad or like a bunch of other stuff, for doing things, but in the end, they really help me do a lot of they enable me to do things I love. Shout out to you, ChanManV, for putting out community content. We don't really have great, reliable talk shows in Hearthstone, so hopefully this
some,
continues to
but
go
yeah.
strong.
Yeah.
There's a few there, Good Chicken, etc.
Yeah,
But I'm just saying we don't have many. And then I guess final shout out to the Redbull event. Once again, go watch this weekend. It's gonna be sick. It couldn't be any better for storyline.
That's true.
We'll miss
That is
Reynad,
true.
though. We'll miss Reynad, but this is gonna be sick. You guys are gonna want to watch it.
Noxious, shout-outs?
Yeah, shout out to Complexity as usual. The team has been supporting me for a while, and Soylent and Amino, which sponsor my stream at the moment.
Ray?
That's about it. Maybe Blizzard team as well for doing something.
Maybe Blizzard team? Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
such a
shout out to the Blizzard team.
Half-hearted shout.
Yeah.
Ray?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to the Blizzard team for sure for doing it right. Shout out to this Red Bull thing again. It actually will be a really cool event, and it's not just like this one like tournament I want people to watch. Like the thing I want to have happen is for this format to catch on because the tool is just there. It's completely free. You can just go in and use it and like play with your friends. I plan on
Yeah.
streaming it. Like I think it'll be fun. So yeah, demostrom.com, click little packs, and you can open your own sealed deck and build decks out of it. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna try it out right
It
now.
actually is fun.
Yeah, I was talking to the web dev about like getting my hands on it because I was trying to get it the other day, but I'm excited to see it. I just want to thank you guys. Just my shout out. Just thank you guys for doing the show with me. This is great. You know, just changing the format of Value Town and having it be more like this, I think is really fun, and just talking about the community and stuff like that. And we'll continue to do that just moving forward. You can catch the VODs if you missed any of the show on youtube.com/ChanManV. Be posting it right after this. Follow the Value Town Twitter account too. I'm going to start posting it more there than from my personal account. I'll retweet it from my personal account, but for, you know, mainly I'll be using that more often. So be sure to follow there, and that's where we'll be doing Q&A from here on out. Follow all these guys on Twitter. The Twitter you can actually see on the overlay here. And that's going to be it, guys. Next episode, I want to do something that's actually more content making oriented. So we'll have some more guests. I'll have some more details soon. But that's going to be it for Value Town this week. So for Frodan, Noxious, Reynad, and myself, ChanManV, we'll see you next week. Later.
See ya.